Guys, in today's video, I want to show you how I make my homemade deodorant. It's using all natural stuff with ingredients that you probably have in your house already, or you can substitute it with something that you have in your house. There's no need to go buy special stuff or pay $7 for a deodorant like this one. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned.
This is the new song that I made. I needed some non-copyrighted music, but I couldn't find any, so I had to make my own, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Before I get started with the deodorant, guys, I want to let you know that this is a collaboration that I'm doing with a couple other channels. So please be sure to go check out their channels. We've got Striving for the Simple Life, Our Spring Farm, Dandelion Soap, we have Catadin Cooking, Homestead Mama, and I hope I pronounced that name right, Suburban Homesteader Wyoming, Homesteading in Idaho, and J&A Hopeful Acres. Now to the deodorant. I was buying this one, and this is like $7, and I really like it. I like the rose vanilla, but I did notice that it had fragrance in there, which I don't totally mind, but when I'm paying top dollar for something that is like, you know, I can make myself, I might as well make it myself. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here are the things we're gonna need. You're gonna need your plastic deodorant tube. You're gonna need a piece of plastic wrap. I just have a small piece of saran wrap. You can use any kind, baggie, whatever you have on hand. I'm gonna use tapioca starch is what I usually use, but you can use cornstarch. I use baking soda. I tried without baking soda and I just cannot. I have to have baking soda. This time I'm putting tea tree and lavender. I usually like a rose vanilla, but I thought I'd try something different. And shea butter. The amount that I'm using, I just pick something that looks like it would fit into my tube. So that looks about the size. And I'm also going to be using a vitamin E capsule. And you're going to need a little screwdriver. So the first thing that we're going to do is take out this little piece right here. I don't usually have this much trouble with it. Ow. Okay, so now that we have this off, we'll set this to the side. And the next thing that you want to do is put the plastic wrap right on over the top of this. Just like that, and put the lid back on because I'm gonna refill it. I refill it through there. So next step is to heat up our shea butter, and I just do it in the microwave. Okay, so now that this is melted, you just want to poke or cut the vitamin E, and I just squeeze that in there. Next, you want to add your cornstarch, and the tapioca starch, and you want to put, I put equal amounts, so that's like 2 tablespoons. And you know what, I should have put my essential oils first. I'm just going to put them in real quick before I start stirring it up. Just on the side here. A couple drops of tea tree and a couple drops of lavender. And totally forgot about the baking soda. So you kind of want it to be equal parts. So that's about a tablespoon of baking soda and about a tablespoon of tapioca starch. I don't really like the texture of the baking soda, but I need the protection of it. It's about equal parts for everything. I've worn this natural deodorant for years, and I used to make coconut oil and keep it in the fridge. When I first started out, it was just equal parts coconut oil, cornstarch, and baking soda, but I would get pretty rashy with that. Plus I had to keep it in the fridge because we were living in Maui and everything was super warm. And then I started mixing it with a little bit of beeswax, but I would find that sometimes it was too hard. So then I tried beeswax, coconut oil, and shea butter, which I really liked, but since I'm really inconsistent with measuring, every time that I would make it, I would have to guess. I never wrote it down. But anyways, so I just started omitting the coconut oil and omitting the beeswax and just using shea butter, and I always like the consistency. So this is what I've been doing, and this is what I'm sticking with. Before you start pouring it in, I just want to make sure that I like the fragrance. So I'm going to add a little bit more lavender in there. I think I'm almost gone of this one. And I'm just going to mix that up. What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, so once that's pretty mixed, then I'm just gonna pour it in here. Okay, I'm an idiot, guys. I forgot to add this thing. I had mine out because I was seriously like out of deodorant, and I refused to use the regular stuff because it just, well, it has the toxic stuff in there, plus it doesn't clean off. So if you ever like are trying to scrub that deodorant off and it feels like there's just a residue on there, that's because there is, and that stuff, I don't like it. I remember one time I bought a Tom's deodorant thinking that it was a good deodorant, an aluminum free deodorant, and I used it and I didn't realize that it had aluminum in it until I showered, and I felt that residue and I knew that it was from that deodorant. And sure enough, I read the ingredients and it has aluminum in there. So, which is kind of weird because I think baking soda has aluminum and I use just the regular baking soda, but I don't know what it is. Actually, I'm not even sure if it is the aluminum that makes that residue stick like that, but it's definitely noticeable, and I don't like it. I really try to take care of my underarms. I do the waxing and I use natural deodorant because I don't like unsightly underarms. And this is how you take care of them. Now with this, you have to put that in there, and maybe I will just edit this part and not show you guys this part. So you want to make sure that this thing is all the way down. So I had to clean this little thing out so that I could get a good flow of the deodorant going through and actually getting in there. And then once it's all in there, I'm gonna make sure to clean this little rim off here and get any chunks of deodorant out of the way so that we could put that little plastic piece back in, the little plastic cover, and that way it'll fit flush. And there it is, we're done. We just snap that right in. And then you can go pop this in the fridge for a few hours. I'll show you what it looks like after, but just keep it like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like about an hour in the fridge. Clean that up a bit so it looks nicer on the presentation. So here we go, like that. It's got a nice smooth finish, and I just peel this off. And that is how I refill my deodorant. I love you too, babe. There it is. Viola. And that's it. I hope you guys liked the video. Please give a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And thank you so much for watching.
I needed some non-copyrighted music, but I couldn't find any. So I had to make my own, and I have no idea what I'm doing.